And we're live. Welcome to the Crafty Boys. Wait a second. I totally screwed that up. Hey, there we go. And we're live. Welcome to the Crafty Boys. Hi, how's it going?
Good.
I
got a notification. We are live.
There you go. We're live. So, hey, we are the Crafty Boys. We drink beer, talk about stuff, and that's why we're here. I'm Shane. Over here is Dave. Down there is Alan. And over there is Locke. Somewhere down that way. There we go. And Dave has beer already? Dave, you need to talk about that beer. Dave, tell us all about that beer. I want to hear everything.
That beer? Is this beer?
What is this beer?
Bear Beach.
The beer out here.
SOB Bear Beach.
Yes.
What exactly is this? Tell us more.
Well, it claims on the label it's a Baltic Porter. I gotta say, digging the art. It's pretty cool.
That is pretty sweet.
They got nice labelage. This company.
I got the same beer. So just to give props to the brewer, it's Souk Oceanside Brewery in British Columbia. The Bear Beach Baltic Porter. What does it say on here? It says Bear Beach is rich, robust, and malty sweet. Aromatics of chocolate, dried fruit, molasses burst from the nose. That sounds kind of violent. Brewed using our house lager yeast, and then on extended cold conditioning period leaves this beer being remarkably smooth. Cheers. Dark.
Nice.
IBU rating is low, actually a little bit higher than what I was expecting. It doesn't give like a value, but what it has is sort of like a little bit of a slider kind of thing. You can see like the IBU there. It's a little bit higher than I thought it would be. I would say maybe about a 20.
I would
maybe just shy of 20.
Maybe 25 at the
No,
most?
it's not even 25.
No, you're right.
Anyway, it's a little bit higher than I thought it would be for a Baltic Porter. Really dark.
And
Smells like a porter. And tastes like a porter. Really good. It has a sweetness to it without being overpowering. Now, Dave got like a really good head on his pour, and that could be because he poured it really crappy. I did not.
Very easily.
Or it could also be down to glassware. Did I not see that you've got more of a mug sort of a shape? Yeah, that might have an effect there.
And I'm using an actual Guinness glass, so.
Yeah, now that's interesting because that would be an Irish stout, and a Baltic Porter actually is not as distant a cousin as some people might think. It was actually, I believe, Elizabeth II of Russia that developed a penchant for both British and Irish beers, which she brought over, imported, and then started brewing them in St. Petersburg.
Herself.
Knowing the Romanovs could have done, but yeah, probably had people doing it for her.
Probably.
I mean, like her father. You remember what Peter the Great was like? Build his own ship. Build
classic Peter the Great.
Skin his own animal.
That guy.
He was a great guy to just kind of like, go to a pub with. And just
he was a pretty hands-on dude, and so one can imagine his daughter, who I think aspired to be like him, might have brewed her own beer. Could have done.
Probably what happened is she had like helpers that did it, and if they did it wrong, off with their heads.
Sure.
That'd be sort of more like,
probably. But anyway, this Baltic Porter I'm really enjoying. Comes in at 8%. I mean, that's hefty.
Going to be feeling
Dave,
it.
What are you thinking, Dave?
I am not minding this. It's got a little bit more of an edge than I would like just at the moment, but
Okay.
What do you mean by an edge? An edge of what?
I don't know. It might be the malt, maybe. But see, this is the thing. I've never learned like what's what, right, in the flavors.
Yeah.
So that's
Maybe it's a little bit too sweet for you.
totally.
Anyway, thumbs up. I really like it. Souk Oceanside really puts together some really quality brews. So check out other stuff from their thing, their lineup, whatever.
All right. So,
Why don't
Locke,
I jump in there?
what are you drinking?
So this evening, I am drinking and have been drinking Headstock West Coast style IPA from Nickelbrook Brewing Company, who are in Ontario. And so this is them attempting to do West Coast IPA, and I got to say, I'm fairly impressed. Yeah, Burlington, Ontario is where these guys are from.
Okay.
This has barley and wheat in it. I don't know that I wouldn't necessarily expect wheat in a West Coast IPA, but what can I tell you? This is a tasty, tasty beer. Let's see. The malt is 2-row Carafoam flaked wheat, and the hops Simcoe Amarillo Mosaic. Pour color marmalade. Let's test that out. Is this a marmalade colored beer?
Well, we all know what the color marmalade is, so because
I actually don't.
If you've been watching, you will know that the queen keeps a sandwich in her purse. So there you go.
I'd say that's pretty marmalade.
That's marmalade-y.
Yeah.
Definitely marmalade-y.
So she keeps a sandwich in her purse for those emergencies where you just gotta get your snack on.
Well, yeah, because it's her platinum jubilee, she has a video on the Royal Family channel on YouTube where she's sitting having tea with Paddington Bear, and Paddington has a sandwich in his hat, as you will when you're a bear. But then the queen goes, "Oh well, of course," and so she actually lifts up brings up her purse, opens her purse, and pulls out a sandwich. Says, "I need it, for later."
Found this on my table.
So that was very cute. That was very cute.
Nice.
But overall, yeah, I gotta say, marmalade definitely in color. Now tell us about the fragrance. I want to hear about the taste.
Fragrance. It's not an especially smelly beer. Yeah, you can smell that it's hoppy, but it's not like one of those things that you could detect it down the block.
Okay.
But the flavor is fucking great. This is
Well, that makes me
a
happy.
little bit brighter than Fat Tug, but it's got similar properties. If they were studying West Coast IPAs for flavor and sat me down and gave me this with a blindfold on, I'd be sort of saying, "Yeah, no, you're getting the right idea. This is very tasty."
Now, would this be something you'd get again?
I would. This is refreshing. It doesn't have the depth of a Fat Tug, but it's pretty solid sort of West Coast style IPA, 7%. So no slouch in terms of its booziness. What it says here: a bold and loud West Coast style IPA. Headstock rocks a catchy melody of pine and grapefruit notes that perfectly harmonize with the undertones of refreshing hop bitterness. Well, you see what they've done, like Headstock here. It's sort of like it's all sort of guitar-y kind of language, but I don't know. When I hear Headstock, I think the first thing I think of is guns. Maybe that's just because that's what's on in the news constantly right now. But, is this potentially going to attract hillbilly drinkers could do.
Hillbilly drinkers?
Yeah, like in terms of addressing, an Ontario market, you got to recognize this. This is a province that just voted for another round of Doug Ford. So
Oh, oh wow, yeah. I to be honest, I was only somewhat paying attention to the election over on that end of the world,
yeah,
but
as you do, right?
yeah, I saw that he had been acquired, but
Acquired.
reacquired. I mean, do you really vote for him? I mean, no, you just reacquire him. This is only his second
His
time,
second,
right?
yeah, his second term, yeah, and so I don't know. I mean, nothing would be especially abnormal about that if he had any other brother in the universe. But we all know about Rob, don't we?
Well, yeah. I mean, he liked smoking crack. He liked doing all kinds of things of that. That he felt were.
Toronto's now dead former crack smoking. Yeah, that guy. Oh yeah, his older brother. Okay, yeah.
So he's a politician. He hung out with people on the wrong side of the tracks, and he, bought and used coke with them and everything else. But as you do when you're an elected official, because why not? I mean, when you think about it, it makes total sense, right? You get elected, you do crack with your constituents. Why not?
On some level, you could call it, refreshingly honest. But I don't know. It's. I mean, if that's his personal decision, what's his policy decision going to be like? Right? Like, yeah,
free crack for everybody. Can't feed your baby? Give them crack.
Dollar crack.
Dollar crack.
All right, Shane, what are you drinking?
All right, so tonight I am drinking a beer from a local brewery here called I need beer quickly. Called Raven Cream Ale. It's from the R&B Brewery. It is refreshing, gently hopped, and they encourage everybody to think independently and drink independently. So there you go. Of course, made in the Vancouver East Side since 1997. The Raven Cream Ale. There you go. Let's see any information on it. Microbrewery, yada, yada, yada. This particular beer took second place in the British Columbia Beer Awards in 2017. So it's been around for a little while. Unfortunately, there's no hop indicator of any kind. Nope, no draggy bar, Nope, nothing at all. So basically, it is a light beer, 4.8% alcohol by volume. And I'm having trouble opening the can. Here we go.
You're getting old, dude.
I know. Here we go. Let's pour this baby. It's got a decent little head
pretty
going
dark
on.
for like beer.
Yeah.
Pretty dark, isn't it? That's a nice color. Mm-hmm. Oh, wow. Hey, Peanut Gallery. Bring yourself over. There is beer in the glass. All right, I'm going to drink all your beer. So there you go. So that's what the head looks like on this after
that's
10, 15 seconds.
Decent. But again, might have to do
very,
with the glassware.
Could do.
It could be. Real crystal here.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Oh. Creamy. I gotta say, I fully support this beer. Wow, that's actually. I was expecting it to be a lot more malty, but no. That's definitely got the cream going on.
Nice.
Okay.
So say again what. So that's a Carlsberg. What is it?
of the Raven Cream Ale.
Raven Cream Ale.
Carlsberg?
Okay,
No.
I think it's because in the
it's
graphic,
it's
graphic
from
on the
R&B
screen,
Brewing right there.
It looks
there's a
as
Carlsberg.
Oh, is there a
underneath
Carlsberg?
Shane's
Oh,
head.
and right down here.
when you do the faces that way, it looks like we're assigning ourselves cans, but we're not doing that at all.
But essentially, overall, I give this one I give it a 5 out of 5. This is not a bad beer.
Wow.
Excellent.
Definitely has cleared the frogs out of my throat. Woo! All right, boys.
What's the
So
alcohol
what has been
on that? What's the alcohol?
4.8. So it's a little on the lighter side of things, but
Yeah.
you know what? You can't tell. It tastes all right.
Well, if you think about it, like so what is Guinness? Like I think
Yeah.
standard, it's like 4.1 or something
Maybe
on
4.5.
the on the taps in Ireland.
No, perhaps in Ireland. I don't know.
I think it's your typical European, tap beer. Like they tend to, be sort of 3.5 through to maybe 4.2 kind of thing.
Right.
Oddly enough, I think the temperature it's served at, because that'd be cellar temperature. Not like fridge temperature, right? I have a theory that at a lower temperature, the body absorbs the alcohol sort of more readily.
Okay.
Interesting.
So, now that we've talked about our beer, what's been going on, man? What's going on this week?
So
Is there any news?
let's get something out of the way first. Beer Fest early bird tickets go on sale on Friday. That's day after tomorrow. You have to be a Victoria Beer Society member in order to purchase them. Otherwise, you got to wait until the 20th and buy your tickets then. And they'll cost you an extra $10 each because you're not a member. But a membership is $25.
I was going to say it's $25 a year, I think, isn't it?
$25 a year for the membership. You save $10 on your ticket, and you can buy it earlier than everybody else. Now, I wouldn't say in past years that would be a big deal. Way back when Beer Fest tickets used to go on sale, they would sell out the day of. But as more and more communities started doing beer fests and all that kind of stuff, demand for the one here in Victoria kind of waned a little bit. So much so you could buy tickets the day of the event and still go.
Right.
I kind of wonder in post-pandemic times where things are not necessarily back up and running yet, if there's going to be a greater demand.
I don't know, man. If it's like musicians, it'll be an embarrassment of riches.
Well, that's what I'm thinking, right? So I'm debating about getting that $25 annual membership and getting my ticket on the early bird. Save myself $10 on it, and at least I got it in hand, right? But I don't want to do that if Shane and Dave aren't doing that. So this is my peer pressure tactic.
So basically, Beer Fest? Beer? What? Tell me more. Where do I sign?
I think you go to the Victoria Beer Society website and it kind of guides you from there. They make it pretty easy. You can punch in your credit card and doodad and
get the stuff and okay. All right.
Yeah.
Sounds pretty straightforward.
Okay, so we are going to be at Beer Fest this year. Sans Locke.
It's been so long. I mean, Locke, of course, being that he's so far away, won't be able to get there. But you will be there in spirit, and we will, of course, make sure that we try to do a live stream from that particular locale.
We say that every year. It's never gonna happen.
The problem. Here's the
problem is we get drunk.
Yeah. I have probably, I don't know, 45 minutes of footage from from a couple of different beer fests, and it's completely just you can't. There's one bit of footage at the very beginning of I think the last beer fest we went to that made sense. We were at beer fest, da da da. Here's stuff. Here's by Keith is here, da 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 da. Very very clear. Nothing terribly mysterious at all. But then
Very
we
quickly.
recorded snippets after after about half an hour or so, and it starts to become less and less legible. Like we completely stop making any sense. We don't even talk about anything. It's like and so yeah, that's pretty much why all of that footage has sort of vanished.
I tell you what, we're older now. We're wiser.
We're far more mature and would never let that happen.
Far more mature.
Oh.
I don't even remember the last time I told a fart joke. So I mean, maybe we're primed this time to actually do it right.
Honestly, I'm willing to give it a go. I just want to put it out there that if we,
If we don't be surprised.
Don't be surprised.
No promises.
Yeah. I'm trying to come up with something really intelligent that we did, but unfortunately not. Sadly. So okay, well, Beer Fest is September, the first week of September, right?
Yeah, so it's I believe it's September 9th and 10th, if that's a Friday and a Saturday. Tickets for the Friday are $35, memory serves, $45 for the Saturday, which is nonsensical to me because it's the exact same length of time on Saturday as it is on Friday.
Yeah.
But whatever.
Well, then I just think that we're gonna have to just show up and get it done.
We'll do it.
I don't
It'll
think
be
there's
fine.
there's no excuse for us not to do it. So Dave, of course, will be there because he lives, down the road from the event venue.
We will drag him by the hair if we have to. Kind of like like a caveman and his woman or whatever, like you see in the cartoons, drags
bonk them over the head, drag them back to your cave, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
I would just like to point out that neither of you actually knows where I live.
Actually, I do know you where you live. I know exactly where you live.
I can find out. I know things. I know people.
Yeah. Oh, do you?
Yeah, I do. I have connections. You're going down. If you don't come, for every day you don't come to Beer Fest, I'm going to cut something off. Things that you will miss.
You're cutting off your...
I don't know where I was going. Sorry.
Alan's
subject.
I don't know.
He's going all Van Gogh on us here, guys.
It was a Kill Bill reference.
Oh, okay. Yeah, all right. I should have got that.
I feel like I need to see that again. That was such a cool movie.
Yeah. I actually was watching what's his face just yesterday, the Adam Savage guy, and he does these promotional videos for the auction house prop store, I think is what they're called, and they had a bunch of the swords from that film, from Kill Bill. The stunt ones, so they're made of like bamboo or something, so they're very delicate, but yeah, they still look amazing. And one of them still has like all the blood on it and stuff like that. So yeah, it's pretty amazing.
That's cool. Have you guys been watching Strange New Worlds?
Have been? Yeah.
I have been, yes.
And what do you think?
I give it a thumbs up. It actually makes me want to go back and watch Discovery. I hear there was a bit of a hit and miss with Discovery a little bit, but this show sort of proves that they've learned, I guess. I'm running on major assumptions that there is some issue with Discovery. I could be completely wrong.
Well,
But-
I don't think there's an issue with Discovery so much as it really tries to break away from the traditional Star Trek mold, where you have sort of like, the captain, the first officer, and the helmsman, and everybody, there's those roles that everybody plays, and there's Discovery instead there's like a main character who is Michael Burnham, who starts off as a lieutenant and moves her way up to the current season. She's a captain. But there isn't very much emphasis put on any of the other characters. It's all about her. And it's very emotional. There's a lot of crying and hugging.
So is it sort of like Star Trek, the emo generation?
Yes, absolutely.
Star Trek written by millennials.
There's a lot of lifting everybody up, and I'm all for being positive and inclusion and all that, and that's what Discovery is all about. But it gets a little bit tiresome with all every time she has to make a decision while she's sitting in the captain's chair, she starts crying and stuff. It's like, oh my God. How did this person ever get in a captain's chair? Okay, never mind. It's a show.
Well,
it's not real.
Yeah.
Having said that, I think Discovery is useful, and I do enjoy watching it. I do enjoy it. It's just different from regular Star Trek.
I wonder if you could set like a procedural crime drama on a Star Trek vessel.
Probably not a Star Trek vessel, but unless they're traveling around to solve crime or something. But
no. I mean, it'd be like the sort of thing where.
Do you mean like a Star Trek kind of Starsky and Hutch?
No. Maybe not a Starsky.
Do you mean a Star Trek Thelma and Louise?
No. It's sort of more like
because I have to say the Star Trek Starsky and Hutch,
you know what I mean?
really
Like
compelling.
More like a Star Trek Columbo, if you see what I mean.
By the way, I have a
One more.
favorite episode of Columbo where William Shatner was the villain with a fake mustache.
Really?
Oh,
It was brutal to watch because I'm looking at Kirk with a really not great mustache. I mean, it was 80s TV, but I still remember that because I have no idea.
Mirror Universe Kirk is what it was.
That's right, Mirror Universe Kirk.
Yeah.
That's the only reason. That can't be any other thing.
I have to say, every single time I think of Columbo, I imagine the Simpsons rendition of him, which is hilarious.
I don't remember that.
His eyes are going in every direction.
I have no memory of that whatsoever.
It's from an early episode, and Columbo's on it, and it was hilarious. I don't know if you can look up a picture of it and put it up on our fancy schmancy new thing that we're using here.
Well, let's see. You want me to look up a picture of Columbo?
Columbo from The Simpsons. From The Simpsons.
Okay. Columbo from The Simpsons. Talk amongst yourselves.
We're talking amongst ourselves. Hey, Dave. How you
so
Hey, it's good, man.
rate top, say, 3 celebrity appearances on The Simpsons.
Oh.
James Woods.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, when he took over the Quickie Mart. Dustin Hoffman in season 2, I think it was season 2, where he played Mr. Bergstrom, the substitute teacher, and Lisa had a crush on him.
Of course.
So here we go, boys. Hennigan MFA. So there you go. That is Columbo
Is that
on The
it?
Simpsons. That's
Anyway,
it.
what was funny is that in the animation, his eyeballs were like pointing in every direction. It was like he had googly eyes.
Oh my god, that's awesome.
Ernest Borgnine in I can't remember the episode, what the name of the episode was, but it was when Bart joined the junior campers and had to go on a camping trip, a father-son camping trip, but he was embarrassed to take Homer, so he took Ned Flanders instead. And Ernest Borgnine was sort of like a celebrity leader on this trip. And hilarity ensued.
Nice.
Yeah.
What? Okay, so that's that. Now, is that our top celebrity?
That's my top
appearance?
3.
Okay.
Celebrity appearance.
Dave, what is your top celebrity on The Simpsons?
Oh man. You know what? I haven't seen it enough to even weigh in on this one. I've only seen a handful of episodes, less, unfortunately.
So you're telling us
I can't
that
think of
you
a name.
have not watched a lot of The Simpsons.
That would be correct.
So anyway, our show is us 3. So okay, well that's fair. I think my favorite is Leonard Nimoy.
Oh yes,
where he comes in and then he goes. What was it?
It was the monorail.
Was that the monorail episode? Oh,
yes,
hilarious.
It was.
But he's there, very briefly, and then he just like, or was I? And then he just suddenly like beams out or something. that I gotta say, it was subtle. It was very, very quick, and I enjoyed that immensely. Yeah, I think that's my top one. If I had a second choice, a second tier celebrity appearance, it would be probably Fox Mulder. With the X-Files, just because that is sort of one of those episodes that I again will never forget. I can't think of a third celebrity that I really like.
Am I hallucinating, or did they actually have a cartoon version of Wesley Willis on that show?
I don't know. I don't think so.
Maybe not. Maybe
I'm going to go to The Simpsons.
I might be hallucinating. The sort of thing you would hallucinate, isn't it?
Mark Hamill was in an
episode. Yeah, Mark Hamill. That's right. He was on. Yeah, that's right. God, that's true. Wow. Now, again, all of these episodes that we're thinking of are like 1990s.
Oh yeah, they're the early ones.
Like we are not.
I remember it was like at like a Comic-Con or something that Mark Hamill was going to be at, and they had this thing where they were doing the Battle Royal, the robots of Battlestar Galactica versus the quote unquote gay robots of Star Wars.
Okay. That's kind of awesome. God, all these episodes are so
basically C-3PO getting his ass kicked by a silo.
Hey, I'm Googling
watch
C-3PO getting ass kicked by Cylon. Marvin the Paranoid Android versus C-3PO. Wow.
I don't
Yeah,
think
so
that would
he,
even be a
so that
thing
happened.
because Marvin just wouldn't even put up a fight.
Yeah, there we go. Simpsons convention R2D2 versus the Cylons. Oh wow. But I can't think of any other character and any other celebrities that I can think of, like aside from those ones we called out. But what is
Well,
your
there's
favorite,
a few
Locke?
others.
Huh?
What's your favorite? Like what
Uh,
is your
I like my Wesley Willis idea. Even if I got it completely wrong, it should have been.
Nice.
Are
So
you
I
a
can't
Simpsons
say-
aficionado there, Locke?
Me,
Are
not
you-
at all, not at all. I watched a bunch of it back in the '90s, as everybody did. I met Matt Groening once.
Really?
Yeah, before he became famous, back when he still worked at a bookstore on Venice Beach. I went into that
Really?
bookstore, had a chat with the bookstore owner, and about a year or so later, was watching TV, and they were interviewing that bookstore owner. And as the guy formerly known for Life in Hell, now known for this new hit phenomenon, The Simpsons.
Wow.
John
Yeah,
Travolta?
right.
Dennis Leary? Sorry, I'm just Annie
Are you looking through the
Potts.
list of
I'm
people
looking
that?
through.
Yeah.
I'm trying to find Willis. He's mentioned on The Simpsons apparently, but he doesn't
Mm-hmm.
seem to be on The Simpsons.
Mm.
Maybe I just heard the mention and went further than. Maybe my memory is playing tricks on me, but I'm sure he at least got a mention. Should have at least got a mention.
Right.
But, I wonder who else is on there. Like, do they have a list? Is that what you're looking at right now, Shane?
Yes.
Okay. On that list, do they have? Am I right in thinking that Arnold Schwarzenegger is on that list?
Kinda. MacGruber, or not MacGruber. What the hell's his name?
Wolfcastle?
Rainier Wolfcastle.
Rainier Wolfcastle is sort of their nod to Schwarzenegger. So maybe he never needed to show up in person because there was Wolfcastle kind of being him anyway. Okay.
Sorry, who are you? Sorry, who are you were wondering about? Anyone else?
Who else would? Yeah. Anybody else?
A lot, like a lot.
Tons.
George Takei, sorry. Larry King, Carol Kane, Ken Levine, John Lovitz, Ringo Starr, Dustin Hoffman, Marsha Wallace, Cloris Leachman, Daniel Stern, Michael Jackson, Kip
And
Lennon.
a partridge in a pear tree.
Yeah, there. I mean, I could go on forever. Like this.
Interesting though. Michael Jackson.
This is for seasons 1 through 20.
Yeah. Michael Jackson was
21
actually
onward.
uncredited.
That's true. He was totally uncredited because right now I think they're in season 33, if I remember correctly. Yes, here we go. Yeah, they're in season 33 right now.
Holy cow.
It's the only show that's still on from when I was in high school.
Hugh Jackman was the latest person to appear as a janitor on the show.
Oh, wow.
So there you go. Wow. 33. And they've already got people chosen for season 34. So there you go.
Okay.
Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson will be appearing next season for anyone who cares. But
although, I mean, what's passing for a celebrity now is not what it used to be. Like,
no,
I think it was recently they had like some sort of like a TikTok star.
Oh yeah, I just actually noticed that Charlie D'Amelio or whatever DeMilo was on a episode a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah,
she's a TikTok star, and I think has a reality show now.
Let's put it this way: I mean, one of us could be on The Simpsons. I mean,
Yeah, Actually, it's actually kind of funny that because she's actually somebody that I've done a bit of research on because I was doing a bunch of I wrote a book a few years ago, and I was looking up a lot of different video. The book was about vlogging and using cameras and stuff, and it was all for kids. So I was looking up contemporary people that I would not really ever watch. So she was at the top of the list because at the time she was like on her rise to stardom, and so I did actually look her up not too long ago when I heard she had a reality show because I thought this poor girl started dancing online, I think at the age of 13 or 14. So she's 18, 19 now. And the clip that I was watching was actually a conversation she was having with her parents about she really had no idea what she was going to do with her life. She started doing this thing. People were drawn to watching her dance, and it just exploded. And now she's been thrown money, fame, and they're like, well, what do you want to do next? And she's like, I don't know. I don't even know what I'm doing. Like, I just do this. And now I have this. And these people walking around with cameras, like, you could like see this poor woman, just her entire brain just imploding and, you know, having some major issues. Like, it took over her life. Like it normally is, you know, a lot of people think I'm going to go to university. I might go to work for her, have a gap year. She got none of that. She was just like, we got to ride this whale. Come on. People want you to watch you all the time. And these guys are going to give us $30 million and, you know, which is great financially, but I don't know. I would not want to be famous at all, ever.
So, I mean, but if she used the money wisely, she could take a lot more than a gap year.
That is true.
I mean, that's a nice luxury to have, right?
But we're talking about how did she get there? Like that's sort of the big problem, right? Is that she got there through I don't know.
I'll tell you how she gets there.
Oh,
she goes on her phone, finds her TikTok app, delete, done.
So I don't know. It just kind of makes you.
I don't. If you're making that kind of coin, yeah, that's not an exit strategy.
No, totally. Well, because I mean, you've heard the story 100 million times, right? Celebrities, they suddenly get popular or whatever, they get a bunch of money, and then they have a bunch of people.
But you're not wrong in saying that you do need an exit strategy.
It becomes like a machine.
And it sounds, but from that particular clip, it definitely sounded like she had no exit strategy of any kind. So, because the conversation was basically them kind of, what are we milking out of you next? And it's like, I got nothing. I don't know why I don't know why I'm here already. I don't know how I got here. And I, you know, it was sad. It was sad to watch.
Well, who knows? Maybe she's a prodigy. She'll be the first human to, you know, defeat a robot at chess in some weird.
I was on that segue.
It's like it's planned.
Apparently, I read too much. But a couple of days ago, I was reading about these people who were talking about betting and whatnot online, and that led into the world of competitive money chess playing. And there's these live streaming people online that are very popular for playing chess, and I thought, really? Okay. And so they had a big charity event right before the pandemic, and this one guy was playing a bunch of people. He was playing like the best chess player in the world, whoever that is right now, and just decimated the guy, and was, you know, they were like, oh, okay, it's so weird. Okay, well, he beat you twice and you beat him once. Okay, I guess that's fair. But the whole people in the background going, the odds of that happening on this player, like, forget it. But anyway, it turns out he was cheating. He was using a chess program on, you know, another screen while playing this big time chess person, and just, you know, it was basically canceled the next day, kind of thing. A very weird segue, but I was shocked that I'm like, you're playing online. People watch you play chess for hours, and they pay you for that privilege. and yet you have to like, I don't know. If I was playing the best chess player in the world, I would never win. Let's pretend I'm a good chess player, but I would never win. And even if I was really good, I would probably not want to try and win because
Let's put it this way: if I tried to play chess, I'd move pieces to the other side and say, "King me."
okay. All right. I can see that.
I
King me. Sorry, those are the weird segues of my moment.
I take my pawn and like jump, 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 jump.
It's the new chess. You know the new math? It's the new chess. What? I'm trying to get out of chess now. I don't want to talk about chess. Actually,
Right, has everybody been watching Obi-Wan?
Yeah. Watch that.
yeah. Dave, have you? Yes. By the way, Ms. Marvel dropped today, which I had no idea was dropping. It's sort of the latest Marvel hero TV show thing. But Obi-Wan, what is your review so far? What are you guys thinking?
I thought it was decent. I noticed the headline of somebody saying that it was basically terrible. But I was enjoying.
I don't get
Alan?
it. I really like it. I don't get the criticism of it at all. Especially, I haven't seen the 4th episode, which apparently came out today.
Have not seen
the 3rd episode was really, really good.
I kind of thought so. It's sort of like they went back to all of the sort of the canon basic source material that everybody agrees was good. And they fleshed it out in a way that didn't add anything especially stupid or weird or unexpected. They just kept telling the same story that we all agree is a good story with a little bit more detail. And I enjoyed that detail. I was up for it. I liked watching the various little bits that they put together of, Vader sort of, becoming Vader. I mean, I think they managed to actually backfill a lot of what I would call missing material in the 3rd prequel or whatever, like they did a lot to breathe, further life into what we again all agree was working great. So so far so good. But then again, I haven't seen episode 4, so I guess we'll find out, won't we?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I haven't watched 4 yet. I'm going to watch it tomorrow. But definitely, the thing I really liked was that subtle touch of, in the previous episode where Vader sets fire to that stuff on the ground, and it became a thing he wouldn't cross. Did you notice that?
Yeah.
Like it just was like, I'm not going near that. I'm gonna drag him through, but I'm not going. I'm not doing that at all.
Yeah, interesting point.
Actually, I hadn't thought about that.
Well, I just thought it was really cool.
Yeah. I also kind of like how they're showing how some people are actually in support of the Empire. It's not like everybody hated the Empire.
True. It was kind of one of those things where you definitely had the haters, but you also had the people that like it.
Yeah.
So,
Well, I think we were seeing a little bit of that in some of the other stories as well, like not Mandalorian. Well, yeah, I guess Mandalorian. In earlier episodes, it wasn't a really big deal. They weren't trying to push that, but you kind of got a little bit of a hint that, not everybody was like Empire bad kind of stuff, right?
The one thing in episode 4 that I noticed, not episode 4, episode 3, when and not to give anything away, but do you remember that short film that came out like 15 years ago called Troops?
Oh,
It was like
dimly, yeah.
It was like a parody of Cops, but it was like stormtroopers and everything. I could swear that the guys in the back of that vehicle questioning Obi-Wan were the troopers from Troops. I could swear.
That is a nice idea. I support that belief, even if it's wrong.
It probably is wrong, but they just sounded so much like the troopers. From
Hey, at very least, then it might have been a nod.
Yeah, it could have been. Yeah. Well, there was something else I was going to say. The third sister, Reva. What do you guys think?
Sorry, third sister.
She's terrifying.
A little bit. The Inquisitor.
Yeah, the one that killed the Grand Inquisitor, whatever his name is.
Well, the thing is, if we follow canon, the Grand Inquisitor can't be dead.
What do you mean?
Well, because Rebels takes the animated series takes place after the events of Obi-Wan Kenobi. And the Grand Inquisitor was alive in Rebels and was actually
Commander.
Was killed by Kanan Jarrus.
Oh.
So the Grand Inquisitor has to be still alive.
Well, one of the videos I watched, with all the secrets and Easter eggs and things like that, did talk about that. It was talking a lot about how these particular things that are happening in the show that some people would go, "Hey, wait a minute." Obviously, it can't be true because of other stuff. So these, hey, tell those people to be quiet, Alan. You're streaming right now.
Hey, Ben. They said to be quiet.
I'm going to kill each and every one of you on that show.
What?
Just the threat against our lives.
Wow.
15-year-olds.
You failed in making sure your children are well suited for Star Wars existence.
Mm-hmm.
But so anyway, so these things I watch, the Easter egg videos that I watch after the episodes, definitely have addressed a lot of that sort of stuff. So I don't know. Do you guys watch these things too? Like, I would like to see all of the Easter eggs after watching. No, bummer. Guess I'm the only one, boy.
Conversation ender right there.
Wow, that sucks, boy. I'm such a nerd.
Well, no, look, I won't say that I never do, but it's like it's got to catch me at the right moment, like, and it'll inevitably be something that'll be like clickbait, and I'll be like, oh yeah, I need to know that,
Yeah.
Dave, you seem very silent on the subject, so I guess you.
No, I don't watch those. I didn't even realize they were a thing.
For me, the Easter eggs that I will be clocking, like on purpose, will be like things in the Doom video game series, right? Like,
okay, yeah.
I need to know what the Easter eggs are that that are in the Doom game. That's going to be something that I'll need to know about. Will I necessarily need to know all the Easter eggs in like in a Star Wars show? Not really. No, I like to. I'm delighted by the richness, and I'm always up for stuff where they've got consistent storytelling that brings more to the mythology, because that's what he was trying to do. That is, this was a student of Joseph Campbell that invented this universe, right? So it is nice to see that. Very gratifying to see, like those stories becoming elaborated as time goes on. But like it's not something that'll be like, yeah, no, it's important that I track that,
True.
Whereas for some reason the Doom video games, I will be apprised of where the Easter eggs are, even if I never end up playing the game, because when do I get time to fucking game anymore?
Speaking of Doom, or any of those sorts of games, there's a lot of remakes of games of that era coming out now, including
Cool.
King's Quest and a couple of those other ones. So
Oh, really?
back in the day,
sweet.
What about
Um,
Leisure Suit Larry?
Leisure Suit Larry already had its own remake.
Oh,
5
no,
years
you can't
ago,
include that
something?
one from the 90s.
Good point. So, I would like to know more about this because I kind of remake Leisure Suit Larry. Actually, they also had another video game in his as well, not too long ago.
My understanding was the folks at Sierra were actually going to create a new game that's sort of like in
Really?
the same realm of King's Quest and that kind of thing, but a different game entirely.
What was it called? Do you remember?
You know what? I would be super up for another couple of sequels to Space Quest.
me
Exactly
too.
the same type of gameplay. Exactly the same gameplay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Space Quest is
well,
the one
that's-
that I never actually played, but it's
really?
the only one of the series I never played.
What was the one? I'm laying a sergeant in here. What was
That's
that
Police
one?
Quest.
That was Police Quest, right? I'm just looking up Space Quest. I'm very curious.
I think what it was is I had Space Quest. Of course, this was on like an XT back in the day with the floppy disks and everything that were like copies of copies of copies, and one of my disks was corrupted, and so it didn't work, and that's the only reason why I didn't play it.
Interesting. And now, for whatever reason, Space Quest was one of the games I paid full price for. I was a purchaser. Same with Zork. I was also a Zork purchaser. Same with Questron. But yeah, you're right. Back in those days, most of the games we played, I think we just pirated them, didn't we?
Yeah.
Here you go. You can buy the Space Quest collection for $20. Looks like it comes with all of these Space Quest games from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
There's 6.
Space Quest: The Sarian Encounter, Space Quest 2: Vol's Revenge, Space Quest 3: The Pirates of Pestulon, Space Quest 4: Roger Wilco and the Time Rippers, Space Quest 5: Roger Wilco: The Next Mutation, Space Quest 6: Roger Wilco in the Spinal Frontier.
I don't know if I saw. I don't know if I played Space Quest 6. I know I played 5, but I might have missed out.
It's a parody apparently of Deep Space Nine.
Really?
You're a janitor. You've been busted down to janitor second class.
So what you're saying is there is my fantasy game that I would like somebody to make for me, and it already exists. It's just there waiting for me to play it. That's sort of great.
And when you order it, it comes to you on 3.25-inch floppies.
That is hilarious.
Of course,
so
yeah.
So there you go. So you are, you could still get it, of course, and it's updated so it'll run on modern computers. So, those older games, I gotta say, of my absolute favorite was always Dungeons of Dagerath.
Oh yes, yeah.
Which you can actually play. Somebody ported it so it can work in a web browser, so you can play it that way. But I'm curious about Questron. I'm curious if you can play Questron in a browser.
You can play like all the King's Quest and Space Quest games and stuff in a browser now.
Let's
see.
Yeah, you can. I've done it.
Where do you go to do that?
I did a Google search for it.
Okay.
And you could actually you could load them up and play them in a virtual environment.
Cool. Okay,
I played Leisure Suit Larry
after my exam.
Oh wow! Here you go. You can play Questron. Wow.
Shane's excited.
Hey, where'd my mouse go? My mouse is gone. No, don't go full screen. Okay, here we go. Let's see if this will work. All right, boys. Just gonna share the screen again. So apparently, Westron's side A, and you have to load apparently 2 different discs. Bizarre.
Oh my god! Yeah, badass.
So let's load this baby up. Let's see what happens. Actually, I should probably look at what the
Wow, that
I
is
wanna
cool.
Start a new character. Billy. Oops. Billy. Yes, Billy's fine. Disc full. Ah, no. Apparently, you have to load the disc otherwise. But here you go. It's also for the Apple II and Atari 8-bit. Wow. But by the way, for those who don't know, this is the Internet Archive, and it has a archive of old video games that have been authorized to be stored here and played within emulators. So if I go up here and search for Space Quest, I'm curious. Space Quest Russian Companion. Here's Space Quest 1.
Oh my god! Holy shit!
So let's see. Space Quest Chapter 1. Oh, this is a book? What? Oh, this is the manual. Yeah, get out of here. I don't want the manual. Space Quest. This one here, maybe? CD-ROM collection. It's
Sure
just like
looks like
video of somebody playing it, maybe?
Maybe.
Anyway, there's tons of stuff on here you can actually play. Actually, this might be it. Maybe? Nope, another book. Anyway, blah blah blah. But
If
yeah,
you do a
can
Google
actually,
search, you can find it.
there's ways to play the game, and this is actually the legal way. And I'm surprised, like, wow, it kills me that there are. Yeah.
And while we're on this topic, Shane, something I've been meaning to bring to your attention.
Yes.
So Shane and I met a long time ago, before the internet was around. There was these things called bulletin board systems, and there was a chat bulletin board called Crystal Isle, which ran on a D-dial system on an Apple.
Right.
And Shane and I met that way.
There's Father Time.
Yes.
Gizmo-
Somebody has set up a online D-dial system.
Really?
Yes. www.magviz, magviz.ca.
Sorry, magviz.
.ca.
VIZ or VIS?
VIZ.
MAGVIZ. Whoa! D-dial chat.
Yes. I haven't actually used it myself, but they're actually doing D-dial meetups sometimes on these things, which I think is amazing.
Pretty cool. Way retro.
Totally.
Okay.
Totally. This is before chat rooms and all that kind of stuff.
Enter a valid password for guest access. Oh crap! We have to have a password.
Well, or press enter for guest access.
Hello, guest. Enter a name. There. Ooh, it even has noises.
And probably nobody else is in there. But
I have been transported back to 19. Oh my god, 91? No,
like 88.
Wow, that is astounding. That may be earlier. So true. All I know is we are old now. I remember asking once, what the hell is this internet thing? I can't believe there's somebody there.
I can't believe it either.
Wow.
And I seem
That
to
is
remember there was a winter back then, but whatever.
a winter. Yeah, it's possible.
Yeah.
Wow, this is amazing. I just heard about this whole thing. Who set this up? Anyway, on that note, before I get distracted in living up D-dial days, thank you all for watching. We, of course, will be back next week, if not before. We're probably starting earlier. If this continues, we will, because that means more time for Alan, and more time for me, and more time for Locke, and more time for Dave. But thank you all for watching. We'll see you next time. And as always, I don't even know how to end the show on this platform, but tell you what, we'll just leave.
We'll
do you
just
think?
shut down our computers.
We'll just shut down our computers and be done with it, because you know that's how we roll. Anyway, thank you all again. We'll see you next week. Bye, everybody. Bye. Oh wait, I have to do the thing. Bye. Woo. Where's the clapping? Yay! There we go. Yeah.